Welcome to BCIS 5378. This is Dr. Schuessler again, and in this video we're going to take a look at our syllabi and our schedule. So over here in the navigation structure on the left, you'll see the two links for syllabi and schedule. They're set to open into new windows, or new tabs, I should say, and they are each Google Docs. So let's go ahead and take a look at the syllabus here. So you'll see some basic course information here, BCIS 5378. When I tweet things out sometimes or post things to other various social media, a lot of times I'll use that hashtag BCIS 5378. This is the spring 2018 semester, and there is no official meeting time or venue as it's an online class. My contact information is next. You'll see that my name, my title, and as far as email, if it is course related, please send all messages to me within Blackboard. If it's not course related, if it has to do with job recommendations or advice about entering into a doctoral program, things like that, send it to my regular email. That's fine, H.Schuessler@tarleton.edu. But again, if it's course related, send it to me within Blackboard. My office is in the College of Business, room 159. I'm here most days, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. A lot of times I do get called into meetings, things like that. So if you do specifically want to meet with me at a specific day and time, be sure and message me first just to make sure that I'm here. Otherwise, if I'm here, my door is open, swing on by and we can chat. Also, virtual office hours. A lot of times it's easier to discuss something when we're looking at the same thing. So we can meet virtually where we can share screens, and that way we can make sure that we're looking at the same thing and makes it easier to communicate. The phone is probably the least accessible way to contact me. I'm not on the phone a lot, so keep that in mind. As far as required materials, there is not really a required textbook per se, but there is an online resource through uCertify, and you can access uCertify directly through this link right here. Open that up and complete that purchase, and that will get you into the course content. To link it to my specific course or my specific section, that's the code that you're going to need to be able to do that. Another required resource is Examity. You'll be creating your Examity profile if you have not already done one for this class. It's going to cost around $25 to do this. It's basically a proctoring service that we use, so it's approximately 25. It's probably be a little bit less than that, around 22, I think it is. So program objectives. So the MSIS program has these objectives in terms of helping you to develop networking skills, database skills, etc., and so forth. The course description is next, followed by our specific course objectives or course goals. So we have various knowledge outcomes that you can take a look at. And these are the things that we hope you to be able to come away with by the end of the semester. Something else I like to do is I like to incorporate a lot of content from or provide you with information about the field. So I've gone out to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and you can take a look at what they have to say right there. And if you want to pull it up, you can take a look and see specifically what the Bureau of Labor Statistics has to say about networking computer systems administrators. Next, course deliverables. This is the area that students tend to focus on. They usually want to hear, what do I have to do to get a good grade in the class? So basically you've got performance, your performances on various areas within the class. So homework, labs, assessments, and so on. So for homework, there's not a lot. There's essentially 2 homework assignments. There's the first one, homework 0, which is basically some information about you, an information sheet, creating your Examity profile, and so on. Homework 1 is later on in the semester, and that's where you'll actually schedule your final exam, schedule your proctor to take your final exam within Examity. Labs, there's nothing quite like doing, and so I like the labs component of uCertify. Gives you the opportunity to really kind of play around with the software, the opportunity to actually do some things within Windows Server. So that's the purpose behind the labs. And it's not really meant to test you per se. It's really, I want you to get familiar with it. So I've maxed it out. The max they'll let you do a lab is up to 25 times. So I've maxed it out in every one of the labs. So take the labs as many times as you want, as many times as you feel necessary. I'm going to take your highest scores from the labs, so there's no reason that everybody shouldn't get 100% on the labs. The assessments are quizzes, so be sure and look at all the content that they have within uCertify. They do have various videos, they have the labs. Do all that stuff before you actually do the assessments. So the assessments are essentially a quiz over each section. There's a lot of them. There are 10 multiple choice questions, and because there's so many, I dropped the lowest 10. I dropped the lowest 10, lowest 3, I should say. I dropped those lowest 3 because if there is any sort of an issue, your computer reboots on you in the middle of a quiz or something like that, I don't reset quizzes. You get what you get, but that's why I dropped the lowest 3. Everything's already posted, so you can work ahead. In fact, I encourage you to work ahead. Not too far. You want to stay engaged in the class. You don't want to get out of touch with the class, but I certainly encourage you to work ahead a week or so. There is an assessment pre-test and post-test as well. Those are counted as assessments. They're each 5 points instead of the 20 points. And they're also a little bit different in the sense that if you do it, you're going to get 5 points. It doesn't matter how well you do or how poorly you do. I want you to do well because I want to have accurate measurements, but don't stress over those particular assessments. There's also the semester project. We talked about that a little bit more in the Blackboard shell, but I really want you to become familiar with the job market as it relates to system and network administrators. So that's the purpose behind the semester project. As far as the exams, I think I might have mentioned in the Blackboard shell that there were 2. There's not. There's just a single final exam, and that exam is within uCertify. So again, it's one of those ones that's going to go through the examity proctor. You'll log in with them, and then you'll be directed to uCertify, where you'll actually take your final exam. And your system has to pass a few checks to be able to make sure that your system is capable of working with the proctoring service. So you can check that there. You'll also see that as part of homework 1, you'll see it go through that test that you'll have to run. And that's what you'll actually do, is take a screenshot of this right here once it's completed and send that as that homework assignment deliverable. As far as the breakdown of the grades, you can see that here. The labs are 21% of your grade. Assessments are 20% of your grade. Assignments are only 3%. Again, there's not very many. Your semester project, and then your final exam. Course grading scale. Now, I try to get grades back to you as quickly as I can. I usually turn them around the very next day, especially with the auto-graded stuff. That makes things a little bit easier. I do still have to move grades from uCertify over into Blackboard so you can keep track of how well you're doing throughout the semester. Other assignments do take a little bit longer. For example, the semester project obviously will take a little bit longer, but I try to get feedback to you as quickly as I can. So I think that's very important while it's still fresh in your mind. That's a very important goal that I have each semester, and so I try to get them back to you on Monday. Everything's due on Sunday, so I try to get them back to you on Monday most of the time. As far as late assignments, one of the things you're going to notice, everything's already posted at the beginning of the semester, so I don't take late assignments, so keep that in mind. Student expectations, you're all graduate students, you know what it takes to do well in class. There's nothing eye-popping in here. One thing that I would tell you is I do have the expectation that you're going to check Blackboard at least once a day. I'm in Blackboard all the time. I check it actively at least 3, 4, 5 times a day, if not more. So I do expect you to stay engaged in class. It doesn't mean you have to spend a few hours on it each day, but I do expect you to at least log in, check, and see if there's any messages or anything like that. So that's a particularly important one in this class. Also, if you have any issues with any of your grades, you've got 1 week from the time that it's returned to you to petition you in writing, and be specific in that petition. What specifically is incorrect, and I miss things periodically, so let me know if I'm missing something, what kind of error there is. But be specific so I can go look and see what the problem is. The rest of the syllabus is pretty boilerplate stuff. Our mission statement, And I think this is important. We're placing a lot of emphasis on our mission statement as part of our push for AACSB accreditation. It's important that we really become pretty comfortable and familiar with what our mission statement is. So the College of Business Administration creates a dynamic learning environment for a diverse student population with a broad range of backgrounds, perspectives, and experience to develop the knowledge and skills needed to become productive contributors to the global business environment. So we really do take that to heart. It means something, and that's what we shoot for. So our vision, core values, Center for Access and Academic Testing, the integrity statement. This is a graduate program. Let's act like it. Civility statement. Many of you are practitioners. You're already in the field. Everybody, let's all be civil. We're all adults here. There's no reason to get down into the mud and not. Academic dishonesty. Don't cheat, please. We got processes in place that deal with it, and really it's not a lot of fun to have to go through that process. But that's the purpose behind using Examity and using Turnitin.com, is to try to raise the integrity of our program, which really helps us in our AACSB accreditation efforts, and helps provide more value to the degree once you earn it. Center for Access and Academic Testing. If you have some sort of disability or something like that, you can talk to them. They can give you an accommodation. Do that as soon as you can within the semester, and present the letter that they provide you to your instructors as quickly as you can, so that we can make adjustments to assessments accordingly. The service day requirement it doesn't really apply to this class, as it's an online class. Academic excellence statement. I'll let you read through that. Honoring Tarleton's core values, maintaining excellence through class attendance and punctuality, etc. Academic affairs statement. The AITP, particularly for those students, even though it's an online program, if you happen to be here on campus or nearby, I would encourage you to participate in AITP functions, and you can see the dates there. It gives you lots of opportunities to attend some of their meetings. We'll have guest speakers. Sometimes they will tour facilities back in the Metroplex. They'll attend other meetings put on by ISA, for example. So it's a good opportunity to network and hopefully eventually find a job after graduation. Related to that is the CIS internship opportunities. Contact Dr. Sharp for those. Again, there's a lot of practitioners in class, so it may not apply to many of you. But if you are looking for a job, this is a good opportunity to kind of get your foot in the door. And still related again to that, career services. Here within the College of Business, we have Ms. Catherine Copeland. She works with career services, but she's specifically assigned to the College of Business. She can help you develop your resume. She can help you with mock interviews. And they put on various job fairs each semester too. So reach out to her and work with her to make sure you're putting your best foot forward. Simply being part of our program, being enrolled in one of our classes, allows you the opportunity to download software for free through the Microsoft Academic Alliance. And there's a lot of different titles that they have. Unfortunately, they don't have Microsoft Office, but they do have a lot of server operating systems, some of the regular operating systems, as well as various other titles like project management and things like that. So take advantage of that. That's a real perk for being in the program. This is a 16-week course, so these are the important dates that you'll need to kind of keep track of. Classes officially began yesterday. Add drops over the next few days. Last date of drop, 16-week course with no record, is January the 30th. March 30th, last way to drop with a Q or with a W. Final exams begin May 3rd, and the last day of final exams are May 9th. And these last two don't really apply to you. And then here at the very end, we have some of the learning style stuff that we've talked about in the previous video, as well as the my course feedback that I get from students from prior semesters. So that is it as far as the syllabus. Let's shift over and take a look at the schedule here real quick. Speaking of which, let me alter that here just real quick. Okay, so here's the schedule. We've got 4 columns: the week, the dates. The dates run Monday through Sunday, the topic that we're covering in a particular week, and then the assignments that are due that week. So the assignments are due on Sundays at 9:30 p.m. Stephenville time, unless otherwise noted. And that's true the vast majority of the semester. There's only a slight alteration to that at the very end. So this very first week, this is what we have to do. This is what I sent out in the announcement yesterday. So we have that assessment pretest, we have homework 0, we have assessment 0, the syllabus quiz, and then we have a Zoom meeting. So 2 asterisks there. So let's scroll down here. Those 2 asterisks are right here. So this coming Sunday, we're going to have a virtual class meeting at 7, and it's really just to address any questions that you might have about the semester project, about the course, Blackboard, any of those kinds of things. So just want to make sure, just because it's an online class doesn't mean that we can't talk to each other and make sure we're all on the same page. So again, all of those are due this coming Sunday by 9:30. Of course, that meeting's at a specific time. Next week, we've got a couple of quizzes that are due, the lab that's due, and uCertify, and so on and so forth. Again, all these are due by 9:30. In this particular case, by 9:30 p.m. on 2/4. So that Sunday, they're due. So you can see how the class kind of unfolds. Now, the odd due date that I was talking about are really these 2 right here. So week 16 and week 17. This is an odd week because of final exams that start up. So this one's actually due on a Wednesday, and then the final exams run Thursday through Sunday at 9:30. So those are kind of the oddball ones. So the final exam doesn't start at the normal time. The post-test doesn't end at the normal time. So keep that in mind as we move through the semester, and I'll include that information when we send out our weekly announcement when we get to that point in the semester. So that is it as far as the schedule. So again, you'll access those here through Blackboard. Simply click on those 2 links to access them. And other than that, if you have any questions, let me know. Take care. Bye.